Hello, it's Sarah Otis and Healing Hands Holistic Therapies. And today's discussion, I wanted to talk about along the topics of, is there one particular thing that seems to be a common theme that people either bring to your attention that they don't like about you, or they wish you would change to make them happy, or they comment they don't like this behavior or way that you do things. To kind of bring something like that into your mind, something may jump out immediately and be like, oh yeah, so and so keeps saying this to me. And this has been something my teachers in high school or college used to say to me, or my boss or my coworkers. Bring that to mind. So while you're sitting there thinking and searching your database of your mind, I want to share one that keeps coming up for me. And this has been a common theme my entire life. And at times it doesn't bother me, and other times it really bothers me when people say this. So, one of my gifts of tuning into the world is I am extremely detail oriented. I notice every minute detail of things that most people don't even begin to see. And that's one of my abilities that allows me to hone in and scan when I'm working with clients. Not only am I scanning their energy field, their body language, their emotions, their facial expressions, to deeply listening to what they're sharing, their story, as I tune into their higher self, into their body, and what is it trying to convey through their story. So recently, this has come up many times. Most people in my life deeply appreciate my level of detailing, and I'm paid well for it. But when those who do not like it, they detest it. And boy, do they try to make my life a living hell, because I'm pissing them off because of how I've brought so much attention to something that maybe they've just been trying to, shove under the rug or hide up on the shelves, thinking, oh, no, nobody will notice. What's that one little story sound on Instagram? Nobody will notice. Who's going to know? Who's going to know? Well, I'm going to know. Sometimes I can just walk past somebody and pick up on those type energies. So this is the one that really burned me up the most, and it's been a few months back, was the person who manages where I live. And I had asked for something that needed repair. They sent the person in who was one of those people that detests me because I know too much. And he saw me as a classic woman that should shut up, be subservient, stand in the corner, and shut your mouth. And I'm thinking, if you're here to repair something, don't you want the details of what's been occurring, how it's been occurring, the frequency, especially when you're trying to locate a water leak? So, needless to say, something else came up, and I contacted my property manager, and he basically responded back to me and said that I was a bad tenant. Nobody wants to work with me. 3 people said they refused to ever come back here. And that just, it hit me. It floored me. I mean, I was just blown away, because the thing is, this property manager has always complimented me and brought to my attention, practically every time I talk to him, how much he appreciates my level of detail, and that he wishes all of his tenants were like that, because he says, and also, you bring things to our attention when they occur. You don't wait a month or 6 months. Oh yeah, that happened and now it's completely destroyed, like most tenants that rent do. And so when I pointed out to him, that really hurt my feelings when you said I was a bad tenant. And so the person who owns my unit perceived me as a person that I'm not. She's never met me, but she took the perception of the other and trusted what they were saying. See, we can't control what other people say or do to us, or, we can choose how we choose to react to it. And then we can't control what people are going to say about us, whether to our face or behind our back. So I brought to his attention, that he's always complimented me for being such a good tenant. And he says, "Why, I don't mean let me, how do you say it? Let me clear this up. What I meant was, you're not a bad tenant. You're just too detail oriented. And that really upsets the contractors. And they feel like you're trying to tell them how to do their job, which isn't true. It's just they don't like me knowing more than them. So if they can come in and half-ass fix it, which is very typical in rental properties, they don't fix it. If I had paid someone to come in, they would have completely fixed it. What I've learned in my lifetime of renting is they'll put a Band-Aid on it. It's rare you'll find a contractor that will actually fix it because they're told to do it as cheaply as possible, in and out. So when I point out the things that's going on, and then I like to observe, and I have every right to observe. You're in my house, you're in my space, and I'm going to observe you. So that sent me into like a roller coaster. So think about that when you have a common theme of something that someone keeps telling you. How do you respond to it? Do you get angry? Do you get sad? Do you get depressed? Do you shut down? Do you want to revolt? Do you want to rage? Do you want to, what's the word? Get revenge? What is the actual emotion that seems to be the biggest driver when somebody triggers you? So think about that. So the two things I'm wanting you to bring to your mind is, first one is something that seems to be a common theme that people keep bringing to your attention that they don't like about you, whether it be a behavior, like way you do move about your life, how you do your work, maybe how you keep your house. Even if you are OCD and someone says that, still, a lot of people appreciate it because everything's nice and clean and very organized. But you'll have some people, it will really rub them wrong and it'll make them feel uncomfortable. So they'll try to make you feel uncomfortable so they can feel comfortable. Does that make sense? So the second thing, what you're going to be bringing up is, when you're triggered by these things, what is like the main overarching emotion that you feel in your body? And I'm going to add a third. Where in your body are you feeling that? So if you want to, jot these things down, because they all play a role. Because where you're feeling it in your body is where that trigger is stored, whether it be in an organ system, muscles, tendons, ligaments, fat, bone, hair. Any part of the body can store something. And then the emotion is what, when you look into the emotion, then you almost need to look into the organ system that emotion attaches to. Because you can see when you do holistic killing, it's not just one thing or this thing. It encompasses so much, where things are stored, how it's perceived. Is it in the body? Is it in the energy field? So we could go into a whole one-on-one private session to help you address this one thing and all the layers to it. So now that you have this one particular thing that you do that people don't like and they bring to your attention, you know the emotion that comes up and where you feel it. We're going to use the Anahata Codes to help to address it. So first of all, I'm going to pull one for my issue. And if your body needs it, it will take it on. If it doesn't, it won't. Your body will not utilize it. And then I'm going to pull a collective code. So the category that I was being called to look into for my situation was the crystal category, the crystal frequencies. Let me get my computer to respond. Let's see. So there's almost 200 things. So let me muscle test real quick. All right. So the first code I come up with is the wand. In this particular code, you are going to use in front of another code from the crystal category. So let me go back in. Okay. So the next one, it comes up. I have a pen. Just a minute, guys. Do this real quick. I don't. Okay. I'm going to write this down. I don't have my pen with me. So the crystal that comes up, I've never heard of this one. So I'm assuming it's just pronounced Americanite. And it also has Colombianite. So let me do a search of this and see what information we can find. Let me get over here and I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this, what this looks like. Wow, I don't know what this is. What's that? All right, so look at that. What does that look like to you, that crystal? To me, it looks like some kind of meteorite, something falling out of the sky. Even kind of reminds me of some like lava rock, like where there's the pits, like where there would have been air or gases holding space there. So very, to me, it feels very dense, heavy, and complex is what I'm going to say. All right, so let me pull it back up and I'm going to read about this. So it goes, when I searched both words, but it comes up with as the Colombianite, also known as Pedra Rayo. It's an ancient form of obsidian glass, which is also a tektite. So the word Pedra Rayo translates to lightning stone and is believed to have been the Sintamanani stone from the Sanskrit teachings and literature. It says it's estimated that these stones are around 30 million years old. So very ancient energy. Let's see. It says, upon first glance, you may think that it's a solid, bold stone that is unable to be penetrated by light. However, shining a light through the Colombianite will result in the black exterior being overwhelmed by a smoky or yellow, transparent color that shines through. Interesting. So the first thing when I read that is, many times when we have something that triggers us, you can have a trigger, it's nothing big, I'll deal with this later, or it's like it's in your face, like there, you can't do anything else till you deal with this. It's almost like having a raging lunatic screaming at you in the face. That's what it's like when you have a very deeply embedded old trigger. And it may not be your trigger, it may be an ancestor's that's come through the DNA. So typically when we have something that's so deeply embedded, it's very dense, it's heavy. You may feel heavy in your body. And we may feel that there is no light that can come in and assist us. And like, how are we going to do this all by ourselves? I can't do this all on my own. I need assistance. And that's how it feels, because a lot of times when we get triggered, we can get into what's called an energy reversal, and it will feel like everything is going wrong. Like you're in this cyclone and it's just spinning you around and spitting you out, and you're tripping over things, you're falling into the wall, you're hitting your hands, or where you catch your finger on the wall or you hit your hand on the doorknob, stub your toe. You're not grounded, and you're kind of in that in-between stage. So many times when we feel that way, we think, oh, there's no light can come in and assist us. Well, it's saying, yes, it can. It may appear that it's very dense and dark, but actually light penetrates it, and it allows a new perception of the element. All right. I'm going to get down to here where it gives more information. So it says it's a sacred stone for humanity and is responsible for reigniting the spiritual fire within us. And that's something, when we get into that state of a trigger, we feel powerless. Like that person took my power, or they took my ability to speak. Because many times, when someone upsets us, we may either, just all comes out and then be like, oh, shoot, can I retract it? Or we literally, nothing will come out. And a lot of times in that situation, my example, nothing would come out. And I had to sit with it and allow my body to process it, because it was so layered in emotions and the way it was affecting my body, that I needed time to process it so that I could respond rather than react. So I love how it's here to reignite that spiritual fire within, and that's going to help to clear out and burn away those emotions that are attached to the trigger. It says this ancient stone can help unlock our hidden energies to form new transformative capabilities. The change will be induced when meditating with the stone, especially inward when looking towards your auric field. The self-reflective power of the stone is enhanced by its ancient energies, which can rarely be found in an earthen stone that is nearly 30 million years old. Let's see. It says it can help us to channel and ground these higher energies. It says it's best to connect with the stone during times of dissatisfaction as well as periods of instability. And that's exactly what I was needing. I was in the state of instability. It also can be used for past life work, which would help on the layers of the past lives or ancestral lineages where that trauma may have happened. It was stored in the body. Other emotions came with it. This is where there's another modality called the body code or the emotion code. and it helps you dig deeper into the layers of everything that came with that trauma. And then the next ancestor that was triggered by that trauma, what emotions came with them? What emotions did they pick up from whatever triggered their trauma? It just keeps building. So I love how it says, it'll help you to reflect on past life experiences and rekindle our inner spirit. Your soul has been on this planet countless times and experienced more than your brain can ever be able to comprehend. It says looking towards external sources can help remove this amnesia that humanity suffers when crossing over to a new life. Let's see if there's anything else. It goes much deeper in how that helps you look into the past lives. So right here, this kind of goes into answer my questions. So it says, as an example, we may have a hesitation or anxiety towards people or events that have occurred from a past phase in life. Sadly, these emotions, if left unchecked, will only continue onto each life unless a correction is made. Understanding yourself and your triggers will help you find out how to overcome them. By performing this deep dive within, you will be able to see the purity of your soul that will carry over for lifetimes. This is everything I'm here discussing. This is what I love about the codes and how it directs me to exactly what we need. So let me get back over to my screen with the codes. So what we have to do before is say the wand code, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you're going to need to do, you can just sit there and allow, you don't have to do anything, but just sit there and give permission to receive. But I'm going to have my, if you want to, you place your, get my screen so I can see what I'm doing here. Your left palm will face up towards your ceiling or sky, wherever you are. And I just kind of rested on my lap. And your right hand goes right over the center of your chest, over your heart chakra. I will repeat the number sequence 7 times. After the 7th time, you will place your left palm on top of your right, and we'll close the installation of the code within to your field. And then we'll move on to pulling the code for the collective. Okay. All righty. So we ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we align with the wand and Americanite, Colombianite crystal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 9. And now place that left palm over your right. Let's take a nice deep cleansing breath in. Allow it to deeply penetrate into all the layers of your conscious, subconscious, and past life memories, so that it may be utilized to work as deeply as it needs to, and work to reach the layers that keep the deeply embedded and hidden triggers homed and housed, allowing them to be lifted up out of their safe space where they've been hiding out, clearing them out, and allowing you to release and heal that trigger so that the emotions can be lifted, clearing out the energies from wherever in your body they were stored. We ask this all now. And anyone who doesn't know me well Y'all, I'm when we're clearing energies. Okay, so now let me get a drink of water here. So this, I'm just pulling up a collective. It's going to be in the same category. So I'm going to pull up a collective one that will help anyone who comes here to listen. It will address their issues. Not that the one I pulled for myself, it's not just for me, it's for anyone. But you may need multiple layers. So the one I pulled first may address the top layers, and then the next one's going to go maybe even deeper. Depends on how deeply embedded the trauma is within your field. All right, so let me tune in. And I'm clearing a lot of energy here for you all. Sorry. So we'll have like air bubble up. All right. All right. So for you all, it's Topaz. So let me bring up Topaz. And it's not saying any particular one. It just says Topaz because she has other ones below it, different colors and types. So let's see. Oops. So it says the topaz is a stone that's been revered, by humankind for millennia. It's very mellow, empathetic crystal that soothes, heals, and recharge. It promotes forgiveness and truth. It cuts through doubt and uncertainty, giving you the power to follow your dreams. And I love how it says it cuts through. So being this is our second, it's just cutting through the kind of like, when you pull out let's say you pull out a weed and it's got that root system. Some of those weeds, you can fight. You're pulling with both hands and you're holding on to something and pulling it. You still can't get it. And finally it comes out. It's got this long root system, hanging off the bottom. Think of that as like tentacles. And that's how things get embedded into our body. Those tentacles go far into our tissue, into our energy field. And many times you think you've cleared like the weed. Someone may have broke the weed off, but they didn't address the tentacles. And it's just going to recreate in another capacity. So let's go further. It gets more into the benefits. It's talking about using it like jewelry. So it has the ability to bring joy, good health, abundance, and generosity. It's a beneficial ally when setting personal attainment goals, as it's incredibly supportive for affirmations and manifestation. It's effective for cleansing the aura and for inducing relaxation because it relieves tension at all levels. Love it. It also speeds up spiritual development, especially when this has seemed to be laborious. It will help you to feel confident and also encourages you to share what you have learned with others. So I love that right there, that component. I'll say it again. It encourages you to share what you have learned with others. So now that you have in your mind what this particular event or something someone's told to you triggered you, sent you in a spell, you acknowledged what emotion rose to the surface and then where it was stored in the body. So now this crystal and its code that's connected with it is going to be instilled into your field and into your body. And it's going to allow you to work those deeper layers to clear out the trauma, the trigger, the emotion, and then heal the body system where it's connected. And it's going to allow you to have the time to then respond and clear those layers of reactions or additional triggers that are attached to that massive root system, so that you can take what you have learned through this new knowledge, through your new perceptions, and then share it maybe with the person who triggered you. And you can now come from the stance, when this occurs, this is the way, or this is the way I feel when you say this to me, or this occurs. You're giving yourself the power. You're not pointing saying, you do this to me, this is the way you make me feel, it's all your fault. This is what I'm experiencing. Because many times we don't know why someone's reacting to us or is upset with us, because we're not in their body. We don't know what they've been through. And so sometimes someone may really react. You're just like, I didn't mean it in any way to be mean or to be accusatory or questioning you. I was just stating facts, or I was just sharing something. And some people could really respond, and you're just like, whoa, you know, that's not your stuff. You just poke them with fire and it lit them up. So I love how this is helping you to take what you've learned and to share with others. It's a joyful stone, and the negativity around you is soon banished. It promotes openness and honesty. Love that. Self-control and self-realization. Bingo. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll read that again. It promotes openness and honesty, self-control, and self-realization. Exactly what we need. All right, so it's getting into all the different types. And I think I already said this part, yeah. So I'm just reading down through here. I'll read these two little things. It says, this crystal will help reflect the energy of your mind. It will bring intense clarity to your intentions. And I will also say perceptions. And it will strengthen your focus so that you may manifest your desires into reality. We'll reword that, allow you to manifest your intentions. It goes along with the desires, but for you to, now you've perceived your trigger in a different view and be like, wow, I stepped back, was like, whoa, did not see it this way before, but now I'm seeing it in different lights. So now I would need to maybe apologize to someone or question someone a little further, but it's going to help you to find the strength and that clear focus so that you can manifest that action. It also stimulates your self-confidence and your ability to learn new things. It will help you to understand complex ideas and concepts. Bingo. I really like that. Let's see if there's anything else. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But those right there, to me, answered it in every capacity. So let's get back over here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and install this. When I say assume the position, left palm up, right palm over your hand, over your heart. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we choose to align with the crystal Topaz. 16325916. 16325916. 16325916. 16325916. 16325916. 16325916. 16325916. Left palm over your right. Allow this crystal to come into the additional layers to bring more clarity and focus and understanding so that you can now take this knowledge and new perceptions and cultivate the most optimal outcome for all involved. So it is. Ooh, wow. That one was deep. So allow these things to work. And I mean, I'd love to hear any feedback you have after work with these. I will, in the comments of this video, have the 2 code sequences and links to that I was reading, the articles online. What you can do, I have a piece of paper. You can write on a piece of paper just the number sequence. You're going to say love and gratitude, and then just the numbers. You don't need to put any other words. And then you can put it with the words facing up underneath your water. Sorry. This is the thing about a green screen. It disappears. Love it. Oh, my water. You can see the bottom of it. But you can place it under any item. You can charge crystals. You can charge your beverages, your food. Some people put it under their pillows. And it further keeps that frequency in your field to allow for that deeper installation, we'll say. And this is part of, if you reach out and want to do a personal one-on-one session, we go deeper. We'll pull, like first sessions, we'll normally pull anywhere from 3 to 5 different codes, depending on what we're addressing. Plus, there may be some other things come in that need to be different, utilizing other healing modalities to help you. So this is kind of, you can see where I work from. We pinpoint in on what is coming up for you, and then we go deeper, and we go deeper, and we go deeper, till we get to more of the root, get down to those tentacles, the root system, and how it's keeping you locked in, keeping these emotions so perpetual that you feel like you can never escape them. You can. It may take a little bit of work, it may take a little bit of digging, but it's possible. And I'd love to work with you. So reach out to me. I'm right now redoing my website, going to be getting some new things going. It's just a process. So until next time, allow those new pathways of perceptions to help you to perceive what you see in the world in a much brighter, clear state of mind, so that you within yourself are not triggered by the outside world. You know it's not your stuff, and you stay grounded within you. All right, much love, you all. Bye-bye.